What's up, YouTube? So today I'll be firing this cool ass mask that I made. It has like a third eye on it, and I made it with this this river clay that I just got from the local area. I dug it up myself, hand processed it, and I just want to see what the clay is gonna do. And I did put a lot of time into this mask, so I'm hoping it doesn't break. And if I follow all the steps I've done correctly with other clay bodies, I don't think it will. But I'm just gonna try and keep this video short, and I just wanna show y'all some cool ass results. So if you're interested in seeing a cool mask, clay mask made, stay tuned to the end of this video. So one of the first things you want to do when you fire with this brick style kiln that I made, you want to make sure that you heat it up. So what I do is I just get like little sticks around the yard. I'll put them in there, maybe like some cardboard or something that I have from Amazon or a newspaper or something like that, and just get the fire started. And you want to get the fire started because you want to take all the moisture out of the kiln. I don't have anything to protect the kiln from like it getting rained on and stuff, and this mortar is just mud. So I want to make sure that the kiln is warmed up before I actually put the pottery in the kiln. You don't want any moisture in the kiln at all. So what I'm doing right now is I'm heating up the clay in the stove. First I do it around 200 degrees, or you can do it just under 200 degrees to be safe. The boiling point for water is like 220 or 230, I think, so you want to keep it under that, and you want to keep it on there for maybe like an hour, and then you want to raise the temperature up and get it as hot as you can, maybe like 400 or 500 degrees if you can do that with your oven. And then while that's heating up and getting all the moisture out of the clay, which your clay should already sit for maybe like 2 to 3 weeks. So what I do with the stove is called candling, and it's just an extra preventative so that it doesn't pop or anything in this kiln. So while it's doing that, I'm heating up the kiln. And then after like when you open up the oven and you've been heating your pieces in the oven, you'll feel like humidity and moisture and stuff coming out from the oven when you open it up, if there's still moisture in there. You don't want any of that before you put it in here. You don't want any moisture, so you should open it up. It should look bone dry. It should be dry to the touch. It shouldn't be cold, nothing like that. And when all those steps are met, you're going to want to take it out, immediately take it out of the oven. This will be heated up already. You should have maybe a couple coals in the bottom, and then you're just going to put it directly into the kiln, and then you're just going to build up a fire, and when the fire is built back up, you just let it burn. And for a Raku style firing, you want to take out your pottery piece. You want to take out your pottery piece at the peak of the fire. So it's going to be hot. I have these tongs that I use, and I'll just pick them up with these tongs. I put them on this plate that I have below me, and then yeah, I'll put some horsehair, or like you could put, like if your girlfriend was willing or whoever else was willing to give you some of their hair, you could put their hair on it, or you could put like dog hair on it. I've done feathers. Feathers are awesome, and just make like a cool design with it. Honestly, I love my girlfriend's hair the best. It makes like these lightning streaks on it. But, you know, to each their own. kiln, and I've got like a little fire going inside of the kiln. Really right now all I'm doing is waiting on the oven, waiting for it to get done. Either wicking, candling, I forgot which one it's called, but it needs to heat up in the oven some more. So I'm waiting on that. I've literally just got a small little fire going in here, and I want to keep it going and just create like a little bed of embers. And honestly, I really don't even want, well, I'm gonna try today to put it directly onto the embers. Usually I would put the embers, open up a circle and put the embers on the side, and then eventually just start enclosing it. But I'm gonna see how it does, putting it directly onto the embers. Could be too much of a thermal shock for it, and it could crack or break. But having that knowledge would be valuable, because if it doesn't crack, then I could have a quicker turnaround on my pottery. So yeah, I'm gonna try that out, see how that works. But yeah, let me give you a little close up. Alright, so I think the pottery's about ready. I opened up the oven. I didn't feel like any humidity because my hands are so dry right now from being outside. I could put my hands in there and I didn't get like clammy or like sweaty hands or anything like that. So I think it's about there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a ceramic tile, which I would say take one of these, because I use these to put over the kiln that I have too, to use as like a flue. So you can find those at Lowe's. They're not expensive. But take a ceramic tile, open up the oven while it's still at 400. Take the pots out, put them on the ceramic tile, bring them straight out here, and put them into the kiln. And I'm gonna get it as hot as I can, as hot as possible. You want it as hot as you can, because the hotter it gets, the stronger the bond, bond's gonna get. So get it as hot as you can. Know what your clay body is too, because if you don't know that your clay is an earthenware or stoneware, you could possibly destroy your pottery. But this is just a test run, so I'm gonna try and get it as hot as I can. I do have a gun, like a thermometer gun, to tell me how hot it is at the core, or where I think are the hottest points. So I'm gonna get it in there. I'm gonna get it nice and hot. I'm gonna take it out at the peak of hotness. Okay, you gotta take it out at the peak of hotness. Take it out at the peak of hotness, and then I'm gonna just lay some hair on it, make it look nice and pretty. All right, got it started. Got a fire going. I'm gonna keep the fire kind of low right now, just because that mask is a little bit thicker than I remember it being. So I just want to take it slow for a second, let it warm up to the fire that I have in it right now, and then I'm just gonna load up wood and see how that does. Nothing's popped yet, nothing's cracked yet, so fingers crossed it's gonna come out well, and I'll have some badass pieces to show y'all. Alright, I heard a pop, but I don't think it was the pottery. So I'm just going to keep filling this up until I don't think it's going to get any hotter. I really don't have that much more wood left, but I'm going to keep filling it up. And once I think it's at that peak hotness, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put this horsehair on it and maybe like a feather or two or something, and then see how it turns out. Stay tuned. Alright, so the mask and the bowl that I have in there are both getting pretty hot, but they're not getting hot enough. Well, I wouldn't say they're not getting hot enough, but I want to put them in the center. If I can get them to the center, they'll be around 1700 degrees, 16 to 1700 degrees Fahrenheit, which will be more than enough to open up the pores, to vitrify it, and to get a good carbon imprint with whatever hair or feather I want to use. So what I'm going to try and do is rearrange the wood a little bit and then put the bowl and the mask in the middle. Wish me luck. Alright, so the two things that I'm going to use today, and I might use some of my girlfriend's hair too, but mainly I'm going to use this rooster feather and I think she called it a fairy knot. So I got these from a Native American woman that has like a, not like a rehab center, but kind of like a retreat, like a spiritual retreat. And she said that this has spiritual significance to it. And I wish I could remember better, you know, but I can't. But I don't know, for some reason I felt like using this. So I'm gonna use it. And I'm gonna put it into the mask. I'll probably put it on the third eye that I have on its forehead and let it burn into it. And then this will probably go maybe like around the face or something, or maybe around the side or something like that. Yeah, I'm excited.